Major developments in the case of Rebecca Bletch. She was shot and killed alongside a rural road in Muskegon County nearly 2 years ago. This morning, authorities announced charges against Jeffrey Willis, the man picked up just last week for kidnapping a 16-year-old girl. We have multiple crews working this story tonight. Our team coverage begins right now.
WCCM 13 News on your side.
It has been a mystery for nearly 2 years, but finally tonight, a piece of the puzzle has fallen into place. Prosecutors have charged Jeffrey Willis with killing Rebecca Bletch in 2014. The big question remains, did he also abduct Jessica Herringa? Late this afternoon, police returned to Willis's home on Sheridan Road in Muskegon County looking for more evidence. They emptied his shed and searched his property, looking for whatever clues they might find. Hello, everyone. I'm Juliette Dragus. Nick Lefebvre is out in the field tonight anchoring our coverage. He starts us off now with more.
Juliette, thanks. And you touched on it just a moment ago. Earlier today, police returned to Jeffrey Willis's home after he was formally charged in court. Investigators believe Willis shot and killed Rebecca Bletch, dumped her body along Automobile Road in 2014. Now, they stopped short of saying at this time whether he was actually involved in the disappearance of Jessica Herringa a year earlier. WCCM 13's John Mills joins me now. He's been covering this story since the very beginning. You were also in court when the charges were officially announced and later at the arraignment. What else can you tell us?
Nick, the big break in this case happened when police say the 16-year-old jumped from Willis's van back on River Road in April. She told police that he pointed a gun at her both before and after she jumped from his vehicle. She managed to escape and get help from a neighbor there. When authorities arrested Willis last week, they found a .22 caliber handgun in his van, along with rope, rubber gloves, handcuffs, and syringes. They say the gun matches shell casings found at the scene of Rebecca Bletch's murder. Her bruised body was found along Automobile Road in June of 2013. Today, Willis was charged with 1 count of open murder, 1 count of felony firearm, and 6 counts of child pornography. Detectives also told the judge he had a hidden camera in his bathroom of his home and used it to photograph a minor female using the shower and the toilet. We heard from the Muskegon County prosecutor shortly after the charges were finalized. He credits the teen girl who says she jumped from his van as it was moving down River Road.
In my opinion, and I've had a chance to talk with her personally, and I told the Bletch family, I think she's a hero. I think that her bravery and her courage led us down this path, and she probably doesn't realize how much of a hero she really is.
Now, police say all that they know currently or hope to soon know about Jeffrey Willis will be shared with other police agencies around the state and even out of state if necessary. And maybe this could also solve some other open cases. Now, I will tell you that tomorrow, the Muskegon County's prosecutor's office and the court-appointed attorney for Jeffrey Willis are scheduled to meet on that kidnapping charge. That is not in court. His next court appearance, Nick, will happen on June 2nd.
All right, John, thank you very much. Now, for those not familiar with the Rebecca Bletch case, here's a little bit of background for you. She was found dead on the side of Automobile Road in Muskegon County, June of 2014. She'd been shot multiple times and had bruises and scratches on her body. Now today, likely harder on no one more than Rebecca Bletch's family, 4 of whom showed up today to share their thanks with the community that has shared their grief for nearly 2 years. Visibly emotional but resolutely strong, Rebecca Bletch's family stood by as the Muskegon County prosecutor announced murder charges against her alleged killer.
I just miss my sister. I just miss my sister.
There will be time to think about what's happened and what's yet to come, but for now they think about Rebecca's husband, Kevin, and especially her 12-year-old daughter.
Ellie was her life. And she put a lot of time into that little girl. But she did everything for that girl. Everything. I was very proud of her.
Today's charges are a relief for the family, a relief they share with everyone in their community.
It's a dangerous person, then we don't have to fear anymore.
Fear is the last emotion they choose to entertain. Instead, they remember the fondness Becky engendered from everyone around her, The physical therapy assistant worked at a nursing home. She helped others. A big reason why the family is speaking, because they know what Becky would have done had situations been reversed.
If it were one of us, she would have taken on the world.
One who seemingly did, the 16-year-old attempted abduction victim who escaped from a van last month. An escape that led directly to today's charges. An act of heroism Becky's family has not forgotten.
Thank you. She was gutsy. She would have done exactly, if Becky had been in that situation, she would have jumped too.
We reached out to Becky's cousin, Melissa Merrick Whitehurst. She spoke with us over the phone. She now lives in Arizona, had a very poignant thing to tell us. She says simply, "We hope we no longer have to cling to hope." Muskegon County prosecutor, they refused to take any questions regarding the disappearance of Jessica Herringa. And you'll remember Willis is officially considered a person of interest in that case. Now, Herringa vanished April 26, 2013, while working at the old Exxon gas station on Sternberg Road in Norton Shores. When police arrived, they found the building unlocked and small bloodstains by the back door. Video later surfaced of a van driving by shortly after Jessica's disappearance, but she was never found. Now, you can remember to count on WZZM 13 News to continue following this investigation, both on air and online at WZZM13.com. Go there for the latest information, and we will bring you more as it develops. But that is all for here for now from Muskegon County. Juliet, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Nick, thank you. We now turn our attention to the issue of missing children in America. We often think they are abducted, but in many cases, they're runaways or are taken by parents, and police say they are difficult to solve. Tonight, WZZM 13's Sarah Sell tells us about a teenager missing from Hudsonville.
Ottawa County investigators have spent countless hours looking into this case. It happened back in October of 2013. That's when a 14-year-old boy didn't come home from school. It led investigators to Grand Rapids, Chicago, California, Mexico, and Japan. To this day, the father still hasn't seen his son.
On October 10th of 2013, 14-year-old Austin Westmus was living with his father in Jenison. His parents were divorced. His mother, who was Japanese, lived in California. It wasn't unusual for the couple's two sons to travel, but on this day, there were no plans for a trip.
So he didn't come home from school that afternoon.
Based on the family history, the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department began investigating Austin's disappearance as an endangered runaway case. Soon, the pieces came together.
Austin had left school that afternoon of the 10th, and he had got in a cab, taken a cab down to the Greyhound bus station in Grand Rapids. There he boarded a Greyhound bus bound for Chicago. And through subsequent investigation, we were learned that he boarded an airplane in Chicago and flew to Los Angeles.
A short time later, Austin made his way to Mexico, then flew to Japan. Investigators think his mother was helping him.
So again, we think that this is all a prearranged situation. Obviously, a 14-year-old would need some assistance in this regard. Now, interestingly, the father still has Austin's passport, so somehow, and again, we're still investigating this angle, somehow Austin was able to obtain another passport which allowed him to travel to Japan.
Investigators say they have heard from the Japanese government that Austin is safe in Japan, and even though he turns 18 in October, they're still trying to secure his return back here to the United States. In the meantime, the FBI is also working on charges against the mother. In Hudsonville, Sarah Sell, WZZM 13 News.
To help draw attention to the issue of missing children, WZZM 13 and all of our Tegna television stations are participating in Rock One Sock. You are being encouraged to wear one sock and post a picture of it on social media as a symbol of hope for those who are missing. You can also donate money toward the cause at rockonesock.org. Tonight, an update to a 13 watchdog investigation. Michigan's Attorney General is asking the public to help investigate potential criminal wrongdoing at the Grand Rapids Home for Veterans. We reported earlier this year that Attorney General Bill Schuette was investigating allegations of improper care at the home. WZZM 13 watchdog reporter David Bailey joins us now to explain what is next in this investigation. David?
Good evening, Juliet. The Attorney General reiterated today he was investigating just about everything at the Home for Veterans. The announcement, though, is a bit unusual in light of the fact that his investigation is currently ongoing. It perhaps leads one to believe there is a real heavy look going on behind the scenes to see if there was any possible financial or physical mistreatment of our veterans. Now, we have been on top of this story for months, and you will remember, of course, the state's Auditor General report that was released, a scathing audit this winter regarding the Home for Veterans. Part of it was that the home didn't properly track or investigate complaints of abuse and neglect, exactly what the AG is investigating right now. And we can tell you in our investigation, we have uncovered veterans being punished by workers inside the Home for Veterans, and we have fielded several tips from the public alleging possible mistreatment. All that will be sorted out. That's, of course, what prompted us to address the issue of a potential criminal investigation with Governor Rick Snyder back in March in a one-on-one interview, and here's what he had to say about it.
The question I had was, do you know of any ongoing criminal investigations of anybody here at this facility?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
That doesn't mean there wouldn't be.
Would you support the Attorney General looking at criminality in this particular case?
Well, again, that's a whole separate discussion, and I want to be careful about the legal process. When you get into criminal investigations, that's a whole nother level of care you have to exercise.
At the time we did that interview, Governor Rick Snyder perhaps would not have known about Schuette's investigation because of the fact the investigation at that time was just in the beginning stages, though the director of the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency issued a statement to us here this afternoon that his department is fully cooperating with this investigation. Now, in the meantime, Democrats are criticizing Schuette's investigation. They say, frankly, it's 3 years too late, that they asked for an investigation back in 2013 and one was never done. Juliet?
All right, David, a story you'll continue to follow up on. If you want the 13 Watchdog team to investigate a story, email us at the address right there on your screen. It is watchdog@wzzm13.com. Well, it is getting muggy around West Michigan, and we have an increased chance for rain. George is next with a full look at our forecast. So, George, I did not water my tomato plants this afternoon because I'm hoping nature will give them a drink tonight.
No worries on that. Absolutely going to get drenched here tonight. Most everyone is going to see rain, but this may be the only time over the next 4 or 5 days that everyone at once will be seeing rain. On and off showers the rest of the time. 13 weather ball is blinking bright tonight. That's because we have a line of showers and thunderstorms in sight overnight. And it's also green. No change to our warm and humid weather pattern foreseen. This view brought to you by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. We forecast 84. It made 88, the warmest spot anywhere in the state of Michigan here today at Grand Rapids Airport. We'll try another 3-degree guarantee streak here during the day tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're mid-80s with very high humidity. 13 on target forecast. The holiday Monday and the following day Tuesday, now dry but still humid. We get a break from the humidity starting Thursday as we cool off a little bit into the first weekend in June.
Well, the Tigers were looking for a 5th win in a row this afternoon at Comerica Park. Find out how they fared against the Phillies. And one of the biggest races in the world will make history this weekend. I'll tell you how next in sports.
It out a little bit more, and it kind of makes me fearless going after what I want.
Certainly a great young girl, got a bright future ahead of her. Got to be glad her parents, I know, are extra proud.
And very inspirational as well.
For
Thanks,
sure.
Jamal. George, tell us about the weather.
We got showers and thunderstorms on the radar right now, if we can take that, and we'll be able to show you that those showers and storms will be arriving here in West Michigan between about 9 and 10 o'clock tonight. No severe weather expected with any of those.
All right, and Jamal, what do we have coming up tonight?
Try to get some of those high school sports in before the weather gets a little bit too bad. We'll have some lacrosse regional action that's going on right now. Should be a lot of fun as those high school seniors wind down their their high school careers on the lacrosse field.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for WZZM 13 News at 6 o'clock. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is up next. As always, you can find the news 24/7 at WZZM13.com. Hope to see you back here at 11.